Peace. Peace. I'm in better spirits. I'm literally in better spirit. Like, yeah. I just posted two videos earlier about me getting locked out of my house again. And now that I have had some time to really calm myself, calm my mind, calm my emotions, and begin to think from a place of receiving instead of just being just against, like forcing against, like, why did this happen? Like, what's the point? I don't know, just really just coming from a true place of just peace and inner standing. I really realize now not all the messages, but I can understand why I was metaphorically and literally, but more metaphorically, 1, 2, 3, locked out of my house, and why I've been locked out of my house like 3 times already. Locked out from the back door, and that same time being locked in the backyard because I couldn't get out of the yard. And then another time, like the next day, being locked out of the front because the lock was just not working. And then now being locked in the balcony, locked out of the balcony, locked in the balcony. Okay, not locked in the balcony because I had this way to escape. And it's funny that the day that I get locked out of the balcony is the day that I'm actually now embracing the balcony. I haven't chilled up here. I've sat here just for like a few minutes one night, and then I just went back in because I don't know if I was tired or whatever. But I haven't enjoyed the balcony up here. And now that I was locked out, now I'm here embracing the balcony, the nature, taking in the air, taking in the light that hits here because it hits different from down there. Really just taking a moment to feel grounded and balanced again. And you know, it's funny how life is literally always trying to teach us something. It's always trying to show us something. And I think that's why I was just so frustrated earlier, because it's like, what are you trying to show me from continuously locking me out? And for sure, it was definitely a reminder for me to feel my emotions, feel what I'm feeling when I'm feeling it. Don't be afraid of the anger. Don't be afraid of the frustration. Don't be afraid of feeling any of the emotions. Many times I don't feel okay. I'm not gonna speak it in present, but I've been a person that just pushes emotions off. I feel so much that I began to realize how things outside of me would react to me feeling so much emotions. And as I grew up, I started to just push my emotions away. And I started to pick up on how people didn't really respond a certain way of people who were, those emotions of anger, the emotions of frustration, the emotions of stress, the emotions of all these different things, where anytime I would go feeling anger, I wanted to just push it away because I didn't want to feel anger. I felt like anger is just such a bad thing to feel, or frustration is such a bad thing to feel, or I'm not a good person if I have anger, if I have frustration, or if I have all these mixed emotions that are like, that can be like either super high emotions or super low emotions. They can be both. They can be both. Anger could be super high, anger could also be like super low. I don't even know what I'm really trying to say with that, but emotions can play their role in different ways. And the moment that I got locked out, I really allowed myself to feel mad. I was very upset. Feel being upset. Feel being frustrated. Feeling like there's no one here to help me. Feel that energy of feeling alone. I feel like maybe I've been alone for so long in my life. I'm very cool. I'm very at peace with being alone. Sometimes I feel like I feel very unbalanced, or sometimes I feel a little, I don't know, I feel like something within me shakes up to feel uneasy when I'm around people, depending. I've gotten a lot better, but when I know I have to be around someone for a long time, sometimes it kind of would make me, I don't know, it would just make me feel like, man, I just want to be with myself. I just wanted to just, I've always just been good with being alone. However, I feel like I needed to feel the emotion of feeling alone when I got locked out earlier, because maybe there is something within me that gets frustrated of being alone sometimes, because there's moments like this when you need someone there. You need someone to be there for you. You need someone that you can call on, that you can feel like, hey, I'm I'm supported. I have someone that has my back. I have someone that I can rely on, that I can turn to, that I can confide in, and if I need anything, if to just be there, to just be there, you know? And I feel like me allowing myself to feel those emotions of feeling like, man, I have no one I can call, I have nothing I can reach out to, because I didn't have my phone. And I feel like that was another big thing where universe was trying to show me, it stripped me of all my comfort. It stripped me of the comfort of having shoes on my feet, because I have very sensitive feet that I'm working on. I've been walking on rocks and everything for a while now. I'm working on it. But it's comforting for me to feel softness on my feet, to have shoes, or to have even socks. I don't know. I mean, I hardly wear socks now, but it stripped me of the comfort of having something guarding my feet, protecting my feet. That's like a protection that it's something that I don't even realize, that having shoes on makes me feel safe, to be able to jump, to hop, to run if I have to. Even if it's just sandals, it doesn't matter, but having some sole on my feet helps me feel protected and safe. And I was stripped from that. I was stripped from having at least a sports bra on. I didn't have any shirt. I didn't have a sports bra. I didn't have anything on. And it's like it stripped me of my sense of security, sense of safety, sense of feeling guarded. I'm always, I'm always guarding myself. I feel like I guard myself so much. I protect myself so much. And I also need to leave room for things that want to come in, that are coming to help me feel more safe, and to give me a hand when I need a hand, you know. But it left me in a place of being so vulnerable with not having anything on up here. It also stripped me of my phone, where there's no screen, there's no contact I could reach out to, no music, no nothing, no nothing. All it was me needing to tap into my own inner resources. My own resources. The wild resources. Even if those resources had to come from the wilderness, like, is this the wilderness? I don't know. It might be a really stupid question to ask, but literally, there is a ladder. There's a ladder downstairs. There's a ladder down there, a big ladder. I also have a small ladder that's inside. It's not the fact that I didn't have a ladder. It didn't matter whether I had a ladder. It didn't matter even if I had 10 ladders. If I didn't have a ladder right here where I needed it, then it was pointless. What's the purpose of having that ladder regardless? What I'm trying to say is, I had a phone, but my phone was nowhere near me where I needed it. So basically, it's like I didn't even have a phone. I have 2 ladders, but they were nowhere near where I needed them. So basically, it's like I had no ladders. I had people I can call, but there's no way of reaching them. So technically, there was nothing. All I had to work with was what I had at the moment. I have shoes. I have plenty of shoes and sandals. I didn't have any sandals or shoes where I can get them and have access to them. So technically, there was no shoes to rely on. There was no reason to also, I mean, I was crying, but I was literally looking at my phone on my bed, like literally right here behind this screen. Literally just looking there, like, phone, I need you right here. I could have cried as much as I would have wanted to cry. Would that have meant that the phone would have crawled its way over to me in my hand, come through the spring door and been in my hand? No. Could I have cried as much and screamed and hollered or whatever for the ladder to come, be where I needed to be so that I can climb down? It wouldn't have done anything. Yes, I felt my emotions. Yes, we are meant to feel our emotions. 1, 2, 2. We're not meant to fear our emotions. We're not meant to fear any emotions. I'm backtracking where instead of saying our emotions, they're not even our emotions. It's just energy in motion. It's just energy. Energy doesn't belong to us. These emotions don't belong to us. That's why it's meant for us to feel it, feel what's going on. Feel it, because without me feeling what I needed to be feeling, then I wouldn't have been, that's me being present. If I'm numb to every emotion and everything, that means I'm not being present. If I'm feeling my feeling emotions, feeling the emotions that want to come pass through me, because it's energy and motion that wants to come pass through, then I wouldn't have been present. I was so present that I was feeling everything, all the energies that were coming through me. And it was such a moment, 1342. It was such a moment where it reminds me how I don't need anything. We don't need anything but ourselves. I didn't need my shoes. I didn't need my phone. I didn't need a shirt. I didn't need a bra. Technically, I didn't need to have shorts on either. It didn't matter what I had or didn't have. What mattered was how I was going to move forward with whatever it was that was present. I literally had to look around. I had to look around and see what resources I could find and cross out whatever resources were just not going to do it for me. The fact that I had this wall I'm grateful for this wall. I'm always going to be grateful for this wall now. The fact that I didn't have a ladder But nature gave me a ladder. That tree back there, so there's this tree right here in the front, uh, this tree that goes that way. There's one right behind it. Freak, this is hard. This one right here. Ah, oh, this is hard. This one right here, that's a tree in the back. And it's a weird angle right here. It's like literally right behind it. It's aligned so perfectly. That tree was my ladder. That tree is what got me down. With no shoes, with no bra, no shirt, just shorts. That's all I had. That's all I had. And that's all I needed. That is all I needed. I didn't need my phone. I didn't need anything other than for me to just find a way to now find the key within myself to make my way back inside. I was the key. I had some kind of key within me that found a way to unlock the path that was blocked. And I needed to release control of how I was going to get it. How was I gonna unlock the door, unlock the path that chose to lock itself? Locks are all about control. It's all about trying to control and keep something safe, keep something guarded, keep something protected. I needed to strip myself of control, strip myself of trying to overly protect something, trying to always keep something safe, and trust that even when I'm locked out of the safe, locked out of the door, locked out of the house, I still, no matter what, hold the key within me. The key is within me. Last time neighbors saved me. A realtor and a neighbor saved me. My voice saved me. My resilience saved me. My faith that it's like, you know what? I'm down here at the bottom of the backyard. I'm trapped and locked inside the backyard, but there's going to be someone that passes through. I had faith, and that kept me so cool and so calm. Last time I was laughing. And this time, I knew that I had no one else that I could rely on this time. I knew nobody was going to come and save the day. Nobody was going to come and find me or come from the little helicopter, hover right over the balcony and be like, oh, Cindy, you're locked out. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. This time taught me that I can never be locked out of anything. I can never be locked out of anything. And even when I am, I need to just release the control. I need to trust in my instincts. I need to trust in whatever resources I can find. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. Literally, I was holding onto this freaking barbed wire all along the way. And a tree was my ladder. A tree was my ladder. And if it wasn't going to be the tree, I would have jumped into the pool. The pool would have been my barrier, of my landing barrier. The water. And if it wouldn't have been that, I would have walked all the way along this one and gone into the ceiba, gone and climbed down the ceiba tree. Or I would have jumped into a pot. There's another pot of this one over there. I was also thinking about doing that. You can't see, but there's a really, it's not that big actually. I mean, I would have had to, that's also why I didn't want to jump in it, because I would have had to been perfect on how I would have landed, because it wasn't such a big pot, but it's holding these palm trees down there. And I was thinking, like, I mean, that's a soft spot to land in some soil. But one way or another, I was gonna find a way. I was also thinking, like, man, I can walk all across this, and on the other side, it goes a little bit higher up. Like, let's say this right here, on for my neighbors, it's probably like this much higher up. So I would have had to climb from like the height of the wall up to another up here, and then it would have been her balcony. But then I was thinking, then I'm going to be trapped on her balcony. Like, nobody's there, nobody's home. She's not here in the country. Like, that wouldn't have solved any problem other than me just being now trapped on my neighbor's balcony. But some way, somehow, I knew that I was going to be able to make it down. Even with the screws that were screwed on the tree, I some way, somehow didn't get cut. I got scratched. I got scratched. That's another thing too. Sometimes, yes, it's going to take effort out of us. It's going to be challenging. It could be challenging emotionally. That was emotionally challenging for me. It could be challenging physically, challenging mentally, challenging spiritually. It was challenging me spiritually because I was just like, what are you doing? I swear I was like not having it. I was just like, what is the purpose of this? Oh my gosh, I swear my life is recorded. I'm happy I can laugh now because this is how I like to receive experiences where it's like, just laugh about it. Just laugh about it. Earlier, I was in no way gonna be laughing. I was crying. I was crying. I was like walking the wall, like crying, like oh my gosh. I stopped for a little bit, but then when I got to like the end over there, like this area right here, I started crying again, and that's when I was just like, oh, 2, 1, 3, 4. That's when I was just like, all right, like I'm gonna just die right now. What if I just die right now? I guess this is it. Or freaking die, or freaking electric. I don't even know what this is called. Barbed wire, electric barbed wire. I don't know. But anyway, no matter what, no matter how many doors you think are closing, no matter, you know what? Actually, before I forget, as I was going on to post the first post of being locked out and the door locking, I kid you not. The first video that pops up, it was, I should add it on here. I should add the screenshot on here because I accidentally refreshed. And literally just the other day, I realized that you can go back to see your view history, like the posts that you viewed. And I was like, please. I had literally just seen like the first 2 seconds of it where I saw like the caption of it said something about the doors being locked. I literally need it. I'm gonna post it right here. Something about the doors being closed. The caption was like, every door that closed, I don't know. The message was basically like, every door that's ever closed is not going to be open. And I just could not believe it. I was just like, wow, okay, universe, you're trying to talk to me. You're trying to talk to me through this door being closed. And it just, you literally can't deny the messages. You can't deny the messages. You can't deny that everything is always happening for a reason. And when we can get ourselves outside of ourselves, get out of your head, step out of those emotions, 333, align your mind, your soul, your body, view life from the third eye, this third lens, then we turn on receiving mode. Then we turn on 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we can now receive what's meant to take us up the ladder. Not literally, because there's no being higher or lower. There's no heights or anything like that. Just speaking metaphorically, 2, 3, 4, 5. When we put ourselves in receiving mode, then we can grow along with the experiences. This experience was here to teach me, to remind me, to help me self-reflect, to help me feel emotions, to give me another opportunity to feel out my emotions and not suppress them, and to really trust and rely on myself and know that I hold the key within everything. I just have to trust that no matter what, even if I don't have my phone, even if I'm stripped of my clothes, even if I don't have shoes, even if it's hot, and experiencing Mother Nature also at the same time. I was sweating. I was literally sweating. It was so hot. I was stripped of I couldn't call out for help. And if I did, nobody wouldn't even know who's calling. There's nothing I can do other than just trust in myself, trust in the guidance that is leading me from within, that guided me to step on these rails so that I don't fall down this thing here. To the other day, I had left this trash can here. Had I not left this trash can here, I would have not known if I can touch that barbed wire or not. And I would have had to tap it myself. End up with probably no hair. There was an inner guidance in me that was telling me, that was showing me the path. Step here, walk along there, hang on here, keep your balance, keep your cool so you don't fall over, and use that tree to climb yourself down. That was my inner guidance. There was nothing else. There was nothing else. Nothing else that showed me the way of how to escape from being trapped in my balcony. I don't know what, who, where, why, when anyone needs to hear this. But for some reason, if you're feeling like you're being left out in the heat, left out in the cold, if you're being locked out of something, there's purpose there. I know it's frustrating. I know it's super annoying. I know it's like, what the F is going on? I know. Trust me, I feel it. I feel you. At the same time, I'm here as a reminder to you of someone who continuously experiences these things, that it's showing you your bravery, it's showing you your resilience, it's showing you your courage, it's showing you your strength, it's showing you that you are the key and you hold everything you need within you, even if you're stripped down to nothing. Trust in what's guiding you. Once you step away from the emotions or continue feeling the emotions, I was still crying when I was on that barbed wire. I was still mad. I was still very frustrated, but I knew I needed to do what I needed to do because nobody was coming out to save me. Nobody. I had to step up for myself. And maybe that's also a message where it's like we go so hard for other people. We go so hard for other things. We go so hard for not even people, but situations, different experiences. We back up. We'll go so hard for things outside of us. And the moment we're meant to go hard for ourselves, then we're like, or get pissed or get mad or get frustrated. And it's like, had this happened to someone else, you would have been like, it's all right, let's figure it out. We can do this. It's okay. But when you need to be that person for you, you crawl, you crumble. And we're not meant to do that. We're meant to go hard for ourselves, harder than we will for anything else, because the harder you go for yourself, the more you're able to go for another person, because we can't go really hard for another person and think that we can still go hard for ourselves. First, you need to take yourself out of the quicksand. That way you can help someone else out of the quicksand. You can't expect to help someone out of the quicksand and also help yourself out too. Then you help someone else out of the quicksand, you're going to end up buried in the quicksand because you helped this other person. We can only help others as much as we help ourselves, because we have to be in that place of being able to help. We have to be able to help. I don't even know what I just said, but we have to help ourselves, and then we can help someone else. It's like if, I mean, I don't know why this is coming to my mind actually. I don't know. But let's just say like you give away your hands. I was saying a different scenario and I'm not gonna. Let's just say you give away your hands, right? You give away your hands to someone because they need more hands. Well, now you ain't got no hands and now you can't help no one else. Because you just gave your hands away. I cannot choose to help someone else more than I can ever help myself, because now I've given away my hands. Now I can't help myself, nor can I go and help anyone else. But when I take care of my hands and I utilize my hands wisely, I can not only help myself, but I can continue to help others because I'm taking care of my hands to be able to do so. I'm nurturing my hands to be able to go and nurture someone else's hands. It's a really weird metaphor, but I don't know. Came out great. So the message here is many things. Whatever you take, honestly. But for sure, I want to just remind you from all the messages that there are that no matter what happens with that lock, no matter what happens, 3122, no matter what happens with that key, no matter what happens with the window, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happens, when, where, how, why, whatever. You're the one that holds the key. You're the one that created the lock. You're the locksmith. You're the keysmith. You're the lock. You're the key. You're the turn. You're the twist. The key lies within you, within everything. Everything that we need. You have a question? Go within yourself and find that answer. You have a problem? Go within yourself and find the solution. You have a struggle? Go within yourself and find the peace through it. 3222. Find the balance. Find the synchronicity of your soul that is attuned and aligned with the knowingness that you are the one that holds the key. So there's never anything you can ever be locked out of. There's nothing that can ever lock you out of anything. And many times when we get locked out of things, if we can't open it, it's because we're not meant to come back in. If people get locked out of our lives, and we can't we can't find a way to make amends with it, it's because they're no longer meant to be in our lives. We're no longer meant to hold the key to those people, places, things in our lives. We're constantly also changing out locks and changing out keys in our life. We're constantly changing out that combination, changing out that code. Because as we evolve, that means that other things in our life also evolve and need to evolve with us. And if they don't, that means that the lock it has a timer on it. It has a timer on it. When some people are choosing to stay where they are, or, I mean, there's many different situations and scenarios, but someone's choosing to not grow and not heal and not evolve and not do self-reflection and not go within themselves to find their keys, and they keep trying to force you to unlock theirs and be a locksmith in there for their life, when you're only the locksmith for your own. And all it's doing is just tainting away at your own key, because it's not the key that fits. Your key is your key. Then there comes a point where that countdown happens and there's no turning back. That key is just no longer gonna unlock anymore. That door is just meant to stay shut. And that's also a part of us releasing control. where that control to understand that when a door locks, sometimes it's because we're not meant to walk back through that door, or whatever is through that door is not meant to walk back through into our lives, into our energy. And that's also a part of releasing control, allowing what's meant to be locked, and allowing what's meant to be locked to show us strength, to show us resilience, to show us our courage, to show us our inner resources, our wild resources. 3535. Then it's also a part of releasing the control to accept that. Take a step back and accept that. So today I took my step back. I accepted what happened. Mad, anxious, frustrated, hot, scratched, crying. But you know what? At the end of the day, I found that key within me. And that's what matters. Doesn't matter how many times you trip and you fall and you twist and you turn and you rise and you fall. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is how many times you choose to continue to rise back up and keep, I don't want to say fighting, because we're not meant to fight anything, but just continue on. Continue on. That's what matters. So just a gentle reminder, you hold the key. Trust in that. Trust in you always having the resources. You don't need anything else. You don't need anyone else. All you need is you. Let this be a reminder too. All right. Peace.